And all along, of course, as has been said today, Iran remains the most terrorist exporting nation in the world. Yes, we've joined other nations in imposing economic sanctions and oil exports against the Iranian regime, but that's a very weak signal, I believe, for a regime that has spent the entire time of this current administration's time in office failing to cooperate, and carrying out at the same time very significant operations against U.S. interests around the globe. It is not pleasant to find myself, much less my nation, in a position of supporting or being on the wrong side. But you don't have to be a rocket science to figure out that President Obama and Secretary Clinton clearly stand on the wrong side today. As Judge Mulcahy said, the D.C. Court of Appeals tasked the Department of State to provide their facts as to why the MEK had been denied due process. And what have we seen from that? Nothing. Why? Because there are no facts to provide. The U.S. Congress sent Secretary Clinton a resolution encouraging them to take the MEK off the FTO list. What did we get from that? Dead silence. For over a year now, my colleagues and I have been publicly showing our support for doing what is right and delisting the MEK. What's the response we get to that? A very bureaucratic quote, "We're reviewing it." Well, wouldn't it be nice if they'd lay out the facts so that we could all review it instead of believing that we are working with an administration that's asleep at the wheel? We need some real leadership in this case on this issue so that America can do what's right and do it quickly and delist the MEK. I spoke to this issue first, the delisting, because I think that it's key to America's leadership role within the UN and making sure that we're able to push the UN to do the right thing as well for the sake of the Ashraf residents. The Ashraf residents right now are up against a Maliki government that is Iranian-controlled, and we want to make sure that he does the right thing. The UN agreement that Ashraf residents agreed to must be enforced to the letter of the law. The commitment that we made to the MEK to play an active role in insisting that Ambassador Kobler enforce the agreement, both to the letter of the agreement as well as in spirit, is key in this issue. It will take the United States pushing and shoving and fighting for what's right and making sure that Ambassador Kobler understands that we will not be a party to a watered down agreement. Personally, I think the State Department's delay, their silence, and their inaction on this case is incomprehensible. More importantly, what kind of a message is that sending to Tehran and also to the Iranian-controlled Maliki government, who twice has used this to carry out unprovoked attacks against the residents? Ironically, Secretary Clinton could fix this overnight. It could be done with the stroke of a pen. That's how easy it is. And she would have done what was right.